you are with you all the time. Believe it or not, more than the naysayers or the haters, it's your voice playing the longest on repeat. So what are you saying to yourself? Are you rooting for yourself or cheering yourself on? Or are you giving yourself a beat down, hating and straight up bullying your own self? Tough love can be helpful, as at times it can help whip you into shape and motivate and push you to that next level. But what happens when that approach doesn't work? What happens when it goes too far? What happens when it's too tough? Do you know when it's enough, or do you even recognize that it might be time to switch up the approach? When it comes to self-talk, what you say to yourself matters. Let's get into what you're saying to yourself, how to know it's helping or hurting, and how to change your approach. It all starts with you. So watch how you talk to yourself about yourself. We are all flawed, and for many of us, we are painfully aware of what our flaws actually are. So bring that same energy towards recognizing your strengths, good qualities, and believing in yourself. In the midst of doing all the things, you can do all things and chase your dreams. Stay encouraged as we go on this journey called life, tackling everything that comes our way while we shine our light despite any circumstances we face. No more downplaying or dimming your light, because through the good, the bad, and everything in between, together we can encourage over everything. This is such an important topic because I don't necessarily know how much we even pay attention to the ongoing conversation that is happening in our minds. Like, do you even recognize how you talk to yourself or what you're saying to yourself? Because sometimes we've been having the same conversation for so long that we don't even really recognize the duration of how long this particular conversation has been playing out. And I mean, how often do you even really just kind of pause and think about, is this even really the conversation that you even want to be having? So I think it's so important to take a pause for the cause and really do a little eval, a little check-in on your self-talk, because what you say to yourself matters. You know, we're living in times with a lot of heightened awareness around the impact of other people's conversations and the things that they have to say about us and how that actually has an effect on us. We went from the school bully to the relentless Twitter fingers and cyberbullies. Trolls are everywhere you can find a keyboard and a screen. Whether you agree with the good old Jesus sanctified clapback or an all up in your grill gangsta get back. The things that trolls say can not only strike a nerve, but crush self-esteem like a wrecking ball if you let them. And if you're like me and you can now hear Miley Cyrus singing, you're welcome. I've been thinking a lot about OPO, other people's opinions, and wondering how much influence or impact that would have if you didn't already think those thoughts about yourself. So maybe, just maybe, the person that really needs to be addressed is you. Sometimes other people's criticism resonate as confirmation of beliefs that are already present and even sometimes really deep-rooted. So let's really explore this idea. You are worthy of self-care every day, not just on a Sunday. Join the email list and I'll send you all the deets in the Encourager's Insider Guide to Self-Care. Get my easy DIY tips for simple ways to make self-care a part of your daily routine, plus some bonus goodies. And if you need more help incorporating self-care into your world on the regular, I got you. You can join right on the blog or go to theshow.encourageovereverything.com/self-care freebie. You'll be on my VIP list list to get encouragement and so much more sent right to your inbox. Join me on my quest to make self-care the norm because you deserve to be a priority on your own list. What are you saying about yourself to yourself? Are you constantly putting yourself and saying things like, I'm so stupid for doing that? Another one, are you stupid or just dumb? Or maybe you're more subtle and condescending by saying things like, way to go, genius. Or are you the opposite and tend to pump yourself up by saying things like, it's okay, you got it, girl, or come on, you can do it? It's important to know which style you have because once you do, you can actually decide if that's the style that's working for you. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say there is no place for tough love because there absolutely is. Sometimes you got to keep it a buck with yourself. And, sugarcoating it just won't do it. But that doesn't mean talk crap to yourself. It's called tough love, not tough hate. You can be tough on yourself, but with love, not the complete opposite. It's not all tough, nor is it without a trace of love. Calling yourself unpleasant or mean names will do far more harm than good. You can't talk down to yourself and expect yourself to think you can actually believe that you can do great things. You can't call yourself stupid and then wonder why you don't think you're smart. This means any name calling is completely out the door, starting now. No more disrespecting yourself, as you've got to respect yourself. If this applies to you and you're feeling like I'm calling you out right here, I am. Now, I say this to you with love. You must respect yourself, period. Anything else is just not an option. Not only do you deserve respect from others, but you also deserve respect from you. As always, it all starts with you. So watch how you talk to yourself about yourself. We are all flawed, and for many of us, we are painfully aware of our own flaws. But bring that same energy towards recognizing your strengths, good qualities, and believing in yourself. How you talk about yourself and to yourself should reflect that of someone who loves and cares for you. Talk to yourself the way you want to be talked to. Be the one to provide yourself a soft place to land with compassion and understanding. We often imagine what the world would be like with more kind people in it. But how do you think the world would be if we had more people being kind to themselves? It all starts with you. So which voice is the loudest in your mind? Does your inner critic dominate the inner conversation? Are you focused in on all the things that you don't get to on that crazy long to-do list? You know that list would actually take like 10 people to complete, but yet you think you're going to just tackle it all in one day? I used to be like this. That's why it's so funny to me. But, even when you do 20, if you're still giving yourself a hard time about what's not done, that means there's no acknowledgement or celebration of all that has been done. And then you end up having that whole conversation about you ain't done nothing all day. Do you wake up in the morning and barely look at yourself, and when you do, it's only to go down a list of what you don't like? Are you just zeroed in on all your flaws, picking yourself apart? But if somebody calls you the F word, and yes, I do mean fat, you ready to fight? Now, that's an extreme example, but I've got to know, are you aware that you've been bullying yourself and then wondering why you're not making the progress that you want to on your weight loss journey? Are you just as outraged, appalled, and clutching your pearls when you talk about yourself that way? This is the kind of talk radio that's on 24/7 that keeps you standing in your own way of success. Or are you the opposite? Does your inner critic take a back seat and let positive Patty drive your inner convo? Do you put a positive spin on things for the most part? Tend to lean more to the positive and see the light in the darkness? Are you able to acknowledge what's right as well as what's wrong? The most important question here, do you talk to and about yourself this way too? If positive Patty tends to guide more of your inner conversations, it's still good to check in with yourself and make sure you are seeing the positive in yourself just as much as you do in others. You too deserve to reap the benefits of that same positive perspective. Even some of the most positive people can see the positive in others and struggle to see it in themselves. This is why it's so important to give yourself what you need. The same things you are looking for others to give you, give to yourself. Be the first. Okay, now we really about to go deep here, y'all. Ooh, this is a big one. What do you believe about you? Now, if you find yourself unable to answer this question or it seems like a really hard one, look around at your self-talk and you'll find many of your beliefs right there. How you feel about your body, your level of intelligence, your skills, talents, emotions, actions, you name it, you'll find it. Beliefs require some more in-depth look because they can come about in so many ways. Sometimes we're hanging on to a belief that's old and outdated, and we may not even know it. I actually found one of my old beliefs lurking around when I was exploring why I tend to take the lead, because it's more than just a feeling in my stomach that urges me to take the lead. But I've always felt like since I was a kid, I am the oldest grandchild on my grandmother's side, the oldest of my mom's children. So as the oldest, I just always felt the need to take the lead. And it wasn't even until my coach said, "But is that true now?" Well, first of all, I'm in my fabulous 40s. Hey. And now that we all grown and everything, well, okay, so that's a no. But then it really got me thinking, like, how many decisions have I made with that belief charging the way? I bet if you started taking a look at some of your beliefs, you might find some too that should have been retired and collecting its 401k a long time ago. To uncover these types of things, you've got to be willing to get underneath the hood and explore how you speak to you and about you to yourself. When you have a level of awareness around it, you can acknowledge and assess if it still holds true. Is it helping or hurting you? And can we reframe or shift to what's true for you now? Reframing how you talk to yourself doesn't have to be some huge undertaking. I get it can feel like a lot of work to do. But even just starting with small micro steps may even be the best here. Once you notice a thought that isn't making you feel good, what thought would you like to replace it with that would make you feel good? Instead of calling yourself stupid, try, "I'm not the wisest in this area yet, but I can learn and get there." Instead of calling yourself fat, try, "I'm not where I want to be yet, but I know I can get healthy." You can even incorporate affirmations, those powerful I am statements that empower you to feel your best. No, I'm not asking you to lie to yourself, okay? Never that. You don't have to tell yourself lies, but perhaps recognize all the beautiful parts of you instead. Pay attention to how your body feels when you talk to it. Is your energy down? Are your shoulders slumped or slouched? It's hard to feel confident and good about yourself if you're forever ragging on you. Simply try 3 affirmations every day to help build that trust and belief within yourself so you can actually enjoy who you are. The intention is for you to give some thought to how you speak to yourself. Can it be better? Does it make you want to run out and conquer the world or crawl underneath the covers and wave the little white flag? I know the world is noisy with a lot of other people with a whole lot to say, and they've got their perspectives coming at you left and right. But even before the naysayers get it going, it's your voice you hear as soon as you wake up every morning. So let's focus in on the dialogue happening within ourselves and really nurturing that relationship, because what you say to yourself matters. Tony Robbins says something to the effect of, your words have the power to build or destroy. You can be your own worst critic, but how is that working out for you? Are you able to thrive under that level of tough love? Or is it time to nurture and love on yourself the way you wish others would? Are you building yourself up or tearing yourself down? So how can you really rise to the next level if you're the one that's holding yourself down? It's time to not only practice self-love, but talk to ourselves with love. Watch your tone and watch your mouth when you talk to yourself. Don't be your own mean girl. I encourage you to journal about some of these things that we went through in this episode. Get quiet with yourself and explore. We all need a good tune-up every once in a while, and the way you talk to yourself determines how you move and treat others as you go. You know, it has such a huge impact on your goals and your dreams. And if you are fueling yourself with the type of love and compassion and understanding and even some tough love up in there to really help you level up and get closer and actually attain those dreams. So be your own biggest fan, your own loudest cheerleader, be your own motivator, inspiration, and encourager. Encourage over your self-talk because the way you talk to yourself matters. And together we can encourage over everything. Thanks for tuning in. I would absolutely love to hear from you. Please take a moment to leave a review. All you have to do is rate by lighting me up with some stars. And leave a few words. If you share this episode, let me thank you in advance for sharing positive messages because we all know some peeps in our lives who could use an extra dose of encouragement. And I'm throwing virtual confetti right now to celebrate you for finishing this episode. I don't know about you, but I'm not ready for this to end. So if you want more, check out theshow.encourageovereverything.com for literally all things Encourage Over Everything. Stay connected and join the email list. Get that VIP treatment by being the first to know all the happenings and get encouragement sent right to your inbox. theshow.encourageovereverything.com has everything that you're looking for, from show notes and all of the info on today's sponsors. And if you are looking to connect with other fellow encouragers, be sure to join my exclusive community at the Encourage Over Everything Facebook group. I can't wait to connect with you in the next episode. Remember, there isn't anything that we can't get through because together we can encourage over everything.